Yes.
But I never did like those little bitty hot dogs. You put them in a bun, you couldn't even know you had a hot dog.
I know.
All you had was a bun.
Yes.
Might be a little mustard or mayonnaise or ketchup. If you had any, that'd be all you'd have.
Yes.
And we need to get back putting a song or two on before we get into a message.
Yeah, hopefully we can do that soon.
Yeah.
What does your cap say? I'm just curious.
What?
That's what does your cap say? I'm just curious. That Red Rooster coffee or something?
That Red Rooster.
Yeah.
It says Red Rooster, Red Rooster coffee.
Oh, okay. Never heard of that brand.
I've had this. I've had this cap, this hat, about 4 or 5 years.
Have you?
See how it looks?
Yeah.
I haven't worn it much.
Yeah, I can see that too.
And I got 4 songs right here.
Yeah.
And there's one I'll give you the titles of them. There's one, Troublesome Waters. I know I've
Oh,
made
yeah.
that out there before, but
I
that's
know that
all
one.
right.
Yeah.
It blood is on my soul. Now that's a great song.
Yes.
When my name is called in glory, and give Mother my crown,
Yes.
and I won't have to cross Jordan alone.
Yes. I'm looking right at an old song book I'm kind of curious about.
And if you want to look at a good song, you've got one of them red back hymnals.
I got this right offhand.
Yeah, that's a good song book.
Yeah. This is the one that's the old, like the old regular Baptist use. That just has words in it, not the notes.
Yeah.
Now I got all kinds of other song books.
I like that one of them.
Yeah.
One day, maybe a couple of years ago, this black pastor that I know, and I go with there once in a while, I told you about it. We went to a man's breakfast in Omp, and they asked him to sing a song.
Yeah.
And he sang that song. I knew the song, but I hadn't heard it in a good while. And when I went back to church, I sung a few words of it, and the Sunday school teacher, he played piano. He looked at me strange. And it started out, glory, glory.
Hallelujah. Since I laid my burden down. Yeah.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Since I laid my burden down.
Yeah.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Since I laid my burden down. I can walk and talk with Jesus. Since I laid my burden down. I can walk and talk with Jesus. Since I laid my burden down. Well, glory, glory, hallelujah. Since I laid my burdens down. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Well, I laid my burdens down. That's a good song.
Yes.
I can sing with music or without it. For I grew up in a church where they didn't have music.
Yeah.
But I told one of them one day, I said, you may not like music down here. I said, you better be prepared. You're going to hear music when you get in heaven if you get there.
Yes.
Because it talks about the golden harps. They'll be singing there like we've never heard before.
Yes.
It will be 100% spiritual.
Yes. And will not be annoyed by it either.
Be almost like when you get a real good hamburger.
Yes.
You take one bite, you can't wait to get to the other.
That's right.
But how much greater, how much more is that going to be? That singing is going to be when we all get together, get to heaven, and they singing in perfect harmony in 100% spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at a song in this book, and it's called A Caution to the Churches, etc. That's interesting. It says,
If I've got,
yeah.
I've got the song here about the birds in the trees.
Yeah.
Out in the country is a good place to be.
Yes.
Amongst the birds and the bees. If you listen to that song good, there's a good message in that.
That's right.
I used to go out in the woods a lot. When I was in the woods, I'd get to singing. Sometimes I'd go in like I was preaching to somebody.
Yeah.
Just giving the Lord glory.
Yes.
Somebody asked me, said, aren't you afraid that you step on a snake? I said, no, snakes can go other direction.
Yeah.
One time I'll tell you this and I'll let you go.
All right.
I was going to a revival. They had to walk up a gravel road, had to go a big hill, around the flat, maybe a couple of miles, down the hill on the other side.
Yes.
It's a bad place for rattlesnakes and copperheads too. And I made it halfway there. Man come along, picked me up and give me a ride. He said, aren't you afraid of getting snake bit and walking this road in the night? I said, no, there ain't nothing to be afraid of. I said, God knows where he's at. He knows where I put my feet.
Yes.
And I don't have to worry about the snake.
That's
You
right.
didn't say no more about it. And I don't know if I told you this or not. I will tell you this, then I'll go. If I don't, I'll be offended.
Okay.
I may have told you this before. I'll say it again.
All right.
He was a good friend of mine. He was a farmer. I worked with him a lot. And before you get to his house on the right side of the road, there's an old cemetery. Fence is kind of broken down in places.
Yes.
Me and my friend was putting a new wall fence.
Yes.
And this cemetery, and he'd furnished all the cedar posts, red cedar posts.
Yes.
And that man come over there, some of his relation was buried there.
Uh-huh.
And he got to telling me the post was no good. When it's cedar, as good as post you'd find. He wished it had been something else. It just wasn't good enough.
Yes.
And it come up a little shower of rain. And it rained 10 minutes, but it's a thundercloud. And lightning hit that wire fence. And it run that wire fence. It jumped off, hit the ground, and on the back of his truck went out all the way under his truck, out the front end that he was sitting in.
Yes.
This was the one that said the fence post wasn't good enough.
Yes.
my friend, he said, "Did you see that?" I said, "Yes, I did." I said, "You reckon he took a hint about it or thought anything about it?" He said, "I doubt it." I think something like that will amaze you.
Yes.
You can't understand why they wouldn't have thought about it.
Yes.
But he hit that truck and it went underneath it. And that fire could set his truck on fire.
Yeah.
It could blew the gas tank.
Yeah.
Anything. And all of us would have been killed as close as it was together.
Yes.
And after that, just a second after that, the cloud was gone, sun shined again. Well, I'll let you go again.
All right. Well, good night and God bless. Yeah.
We'll go in and eat me a dog.
Okay. Don't make him bark.
I'll try not to. One day, Dad reminded me, one day, when my son and my granddaughter down there, she's just small,
Mm-hmm.
we went out to eat, and we went to a McDonald's.
Mm.
When they brought our food, I just acted like I was marketing my food.
Uh-huh.
I didn't think nothing about it at the time. If I had, I wouldn't have done it. And he said, after they went back home, they was eating with his mama. And when his mama set a plate down in front of her, she marked the plate of food like I did.
She might get you for telling that.
Yeah, I didn't stand with her.
Yeah.
And I marked him like that about a couple of times.
Uh-huh.
And John, my son was kind of laughed. And when they went back home, they go to his mommy's house.
Uh-huh.
And her grandma, which had been John's mama,
Mm-hmm.
my granddaughter barked at it, said she back to whimper. He'll still laugh about that sometime.
I'm sure.
Good night and God bless.
Yeah.
And good Lord's will, we'll be back tomorrow night.
Yeah, I sure hope we are. Later.